is Kris from Blackwater James.
And I'm Kris Bell from the Kris Bell Band.
And you're watching Nashville Metal Bands.
Hey, what's going on? It's Ray with Nashville Metal Bands. We're sitting here in our beautiful setup that was provided to us by Kramer Guitars. We want to thank them very, very much. You're going to be hearing a little bit more about that arrangement, but for now, let's just sit back and have a little conversation. We've got Kris Faust from Blackwater James. What's up? And Kris Bell from the Kris Bell Band. We're going to be talking about a little package that they're putting together, but before we get into that, let's just talk to them one-on-one for a minute. Find out what we got going on. Kris, let's start with you. I know you've got a number of things that are hitting. You just, for example, signed a deal with Primal FM, is that right?
And what Primal does is basically, it's all rock music for gyms, for people to work out to. Like upbeat, just great rock music. Nationals as well as indie bands, local bands, as long as it sounds good and they like it. And they sought us out, and we sent them Living for Tomorrow and The Wrong Road, and they actually debuted it today.
Excellent.
At like 1:30 was when the Living for Tomorrow hit. So it's pretty cool. It's right after a Rush song and right before a Offspring tune. So
people are going to be sweating to the Kris Bell Band right in between some nationals and getting out there. What kind of feedback will you be getting from that? Are they going to be able to give you some stats?
There's actually, they have an app. You can actually buy like the songs that you hear.
Yeah.
If you like them, you can buy them straight from iTunes with their app,
Nice.
or just go online and get them straight from their website, via iTunes. So it's pretty linked in, and they're branching out to gyms all over, not just the country, but all over the world. Really, they got some in Russia and Europe. So it's really kind of this, it's kind of a grassroots thing, but it's really starting to take off. So we're happy to be a part of it.
Excellent. Well, another deal that you went and penned recently, you signed with the Lowry Agency. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how that went down and what that's looking like for you?
So far, it's been great. David and I we've known of each other for a couple of years now, via Twitter and Facebook and just around the scene, and we're kind of following each other as to what we've been doing. And he had hit us up on Facebook a few months back and said he was going to come check us out at the Limit. And he did so, and then we set up, just meetings, every couple of weeks after that, and it just kind of became what it is, where, we felt it was the right thing for me and to move forward and have some quality representation and someone that could help create some new opportunities for us. And so far it's been really good. I think it's a great partnership. So we're looking forward to a long one.
Good to hear you being able to say that this early into it, that you're already seeing some result.
Yeah, there's definitely things happening. There's things, in the works that, we can't really discuss yet, but that will be coming, soon. And
where should people be looking for that information when it becomes available? What's the best outlets?
It'll be put out through press releases through David and the Lowry Agency. So it'll surface on his website or my website, or obviously my Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, as well as the Lowry Agency.
And what are those addresses that people can go to?
KrisBellMusic.com, Facebook.com/KrisBellMusic, Twitter, Kris Bell Music or Lowry Agency.
Okay.
You can find it pretty easy.
Real good. Any other shows coming up that you do want to talk about?
We have shows
this
lined up.
This is going to be airing on June 13th. So anything in the immediate time frame after that you got coming up?
We have a big one for Dungeon Promotions on the 17th at Buck Wild on the 34th.
Right on.
So that should be great. We haven't done a Dungeon Bonnie show in a little while, so we're looking forward to that with Skulljack and Noise Cult. And, I think Sour Train. So we're excited for that. And then we have other stuff pending. We have some stuff. We're playing these guys in August at 12 1/4 for Chris's birthday, so that'll be great. And then we're doing I guess another Rock Over Broadway in October, at the end of October.
Dan Shaw with Dream Row puts those on.
For Dream Row, and that's with Blackwater as well. So that should be good, man.
Always a good time.
So a bunch of dates on the calendar. KrisBellMusic.com. Just go check them out, and we'll be getting around.
Excellent. All right, so Kris, let's talk a little bit about Blackwater James and some of the things that you've got going on. Actually, good segue. Mr. Bell here just brought up about the birthday bash. You guys got a show coming up. Why don't you talk to us a little about that first?
All right, well, it is my birthday show. A week after my birthday, but still.
Okay, it counts.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a big party down at 12th and Porter. The main acts are going to be Kris Bell and Blackwater James. So we're just going to have a real fun time. There's going to be some special guests. We haven't quite released it yet, but the two main acts will be us, and we're just going to have a good time and have a little birthday party.
I know you guys do know how to have a good time, so I fully anticipate that the show will live up to the expectation. But you guys always have something going on as well. The both of you actually do. Every time I hear a little ding on my phone, I turn around, and 9 times out of 10, it's Kris Bell or it's Blackwater James. And I know you guys have had a number of things that have hit recently. One of them, of course, we're sitting here at Kramer Guitars, and let's talk about that relationship real quick. How's that working for you guys?
Fabulous. Deanna and myself are fully endorsed Kramer artists, and we couldn't be happier. They're fantastic instruments. I don't know. I used to play a lot of other name brand guitars, and I have since... I'm not playing those anymore. They're fantastic instruments. I really can't wait till they hit the U.S. And we play them all the time at our shows. We play the Assault models, which I believe I play the FR 220. And I dig it.
I know I was talking to Deanna, who was here as well, and was talking with her a little bit before the shoot. And I said, how's it working out for you? How are you liking it? And she had said how, and we all know this, how oftentimes an artist will get signed for a certain model guitar or what have you, and they play it and they hate it. And she was saying, I'm really pleased to be able to say that this guitar is like hands down what I want to be playing. And so, she's able to get out there and with the endorsements that she has and stand behind all the guitars and things that she's working with. So it's great to see that the Kramer line has come into Blackwater James family and that things are working well. What else have you got going on? You got anything else that people are going to want to know about?
Well, we've been playing a lot of bigger shows lately. We're really pumped. We're opening for Tantric, I believe, next week.
And at what venue?
At Taboo.
So go figure, you're opening for Tantric at Taboo. I don't know how that worked out.
How sexy.
You can play some sexy music,
That's
aren't
what we
you?
do.
That's
what we do. But yeah, we're really stoked about that. And we're going to take a little bit of time and really start doing some hardcore promo. We have a lot of stuff hitting overseas, which is really fantastic in the UK, and we're working on some sub-licensing opportunities over there, and hopefully early next year we'll have some tour possibilities overseas.
Excellent. Well, the main reason why I brought the two of you together is that I kind of caught wind that you guys have worked together a little bit in the past. In fact, I even remember for National Metal Bands, we had shot one night where you were sitting in for Deanna when she was out repping at NAMM. Right. So you guys have definitely worked well together. But we're talking about something a little bit different. So who wants to tell me what you got going on?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay. Well, Kris and our bands have been playing together for a long time.
Right.
For a couple of years now. And, we just thought, well, why don't we take this straight ahead rock and roll music and just take it, out of Nashville. And, we've played Clarksville before together, which is always a blast, up at the warehouse.
Yep.
And we're going fairly far outside of town with this. It's called the All-American Rock and Roll Show.
Okay.
And it will just be featuring us, probably an hour and a half set from each band.
Wow.
And right now we're going as far as Philadelphia, and it's looking good.
Excellent. Now, how did this all come to pass? I mean, you guys are just sitting around after a show one day going, man, I really like playing with you. I mean, how did this this unfold?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think,
whenever we, especially I guess within the last year, it seems like whenever we have a pending show and there's no other acts, already booked on it, we try and help each other. We try and get each other on the same gigs because the music, fits really well together. It's just, straight ahead American rock on both sides of the coin. So when we can go out and play that, I feel like it just kind of, we help each other with the fan base. It, you know, it's kind of crossing each other's fan bases and giving us each a little bit more exposure. And it's just fun playing with these guys. You know, for one, you know, all of my guys in the Kris Bell Band, you know, we love these guys and think they're just great musicians to begin with. So I think it's just kind of a natural thing. Oh, yeah, man. Huh. Don't get shot.
Are you going to kiss now or what?
But, you know, so the opportunity just to get out and play with these guys is what it's all about. And share the stage with the great rock band. So.
Well, I know. I've caught a couple bills with both of you on it, and every time I've had that opportunity, it's been a great show, regardless of who else is on the bill. And that's something Patty and I always say. We're like, look, if it's Kris Bell and Blackwater, let's make sure to go, because it's definitely a good time.
Yeah,
and the two bands work really well together. Your sound is similar enough yet different enough that the appeal is that much broader, and everybody seems to have a good time.
And we did it for a little while, and then he actually brought it up. He's like, hey man, you know, why don't we get together and kind of like, you know, share some contacts and discuss maybe like a plan of branching out outside of Nashville. So we're like, yeah, why didn't we think of this before? You know? So now
that conversation was fantastic. We're like, really? We've been playing together for 2 years and we haven't.
It's like kind of a moment of revelation. Like, what?
So hopefully, you know, we'll be doing it a lot more on a wider scale.
Now, the origin of the name, I mean, perhaps it seems a little bit obvious, but, you know, how did you settle on that particular name? Well,
I think, at least from our point of view, I don't know, it's all American music. It's rock and roll. It's no frills. There's, you know, what you see is what you get with us, you know, with both bands. You know, maybe a more southern feel from Kris and a more maybe like LA feel from us. So, I don't know, it's all American, it's real, and it's just like no gimmicks. I think it's kind of what we're pushing for. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you take it out, I mean, you're going to be getting some local support in these venues out of the area, or what is that looking like? Or is it literally just going to be the two of you guys?
I think a lot of it's just going to depend on the venue, of course, but, you know, it's usually going to be an hour and a half set from each, and we may have some local support to help out with. But, you know, I'm really, really impressed with the way that a lot of the markets that we've been in contact with, how supportive they've been.
Okay.
You know, even from radio to print to the venues. They're extremely helpful.
And as far as the markets that you're going into, do you have inroads to these places? Are they places you've played before? Are they places that you've had radio play on? Because I know both of you have some, you know, radio going on across the country. So, I mean, what's the inroad been for you guys? How are you getting into these places?
Well, like Kris said, we've been pulling contacts, you know, and we've been sharing things a lot. So if there's a place that maybe we don't quite have enough clout to get in the venue, well, Kris has had airplay at that station.
Okay.
So, you know, I can go to the venue owner and say, hey, well, you know, we've got this tour package and we already have airplay here.
Right.
So you might as well. And it's in like that. So I think the sharing part really, really helps.
All right. Something to be said for working together. I mean, hey, let's face it, the music industry, oftentimes people see each other. I mean, it's a competition. It's a friendly competition. Sometimes it even gets ugly, but so you're both telling me that coming together and working together so far is helping you get further than it perhaps would have otherwise, is what I'm hearing you say.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I've always kind of believed that. I mean, I've always been the type of musician, I guess, to want to work with other musicians. You know, sometimes you meet other people and they're more standoffish, or they really do view it as a competition. I don't think I've ever been that way. It's always been kind of like, if you're cool and you're down for the scene, you're down to work hard, then let's work hard. You know, let's help each other, because especially here in Nashville, it's a tough town.
Yeah, it's a big pond.
So to get out there and get some buzz going, and you know, you need a good team. You need other people to help you out, and you need to help other people. That's how you meet.
Speaking of team, I mean, literally the two of you and your respective bands, I assume, aren't doing this entirely on your own. So, I mean, street team, what are we looking at to help run the marketing machine behind this? And for perhaps venues that are watching this, because our viewership is growing, if people are seeing this and they're out of the area and they're interested in booking the All-American Rock Show, how do they get in touch with you? Is there a website at this point? Is that something coming in the future? What is it that you plan on doing?
I would say as far as venues getting in touch, either going through Blacklist Agency, or my management, Lowry Agency.
Okay.
And as far as our street teamers, I mean, we have Rebel Bell and all rebelbell.com. It was just they're promoting shows before I even
yeah they're on it. That's for sure.
They know what's happening. So
you have one of the strongest street teams I've ever seen. In fact, I recently interviewed Tony Stone at 1029 The Local Buzz, and I asked him, give me an example of a street team that's working, and he didn't hesitate. He said, Kris Bell's street team is all over it. And he's right.
They are. They're hungry for it, and they're really down to do whatever they can to help. And it's awesome. It's great to know that you've touched people in that way musically, where they want to be a part of it and they want to help contribute what they can back to you. So thank you guys. I love you. So, but yeah, I mean they're all over it. They're posting shows, they're tweeting, they got this video and photo of the week thing going on now, which is really cool. It's cool to see somebody. I mean, they have stuff going way back, 2006 and up to now. And it's cool to see kind of the progression of how everything's gone. So, yeah, that's what I mean. As far as street teams go, we're all right.
Yeah, you've got some rabid fans, that's for sure, man. And in various states too. The reach that you have is pretty broad. And again, great thing, because I know that your reach is. I mean, heck, you guys are international at this point with some of the recent relationships with KLM and everything that had helped you guys reach some overseas things. And, man, it's like a match made in heaven here between the two of you guys. It really is.
Well, it's like we both have, in our respective bands, we got a lot of fans all over, but we don't have a lot of fans in one spot. You know what I mean? They're spread across the country and here and there. So getting out and being able to at least hit some of those, I think will be a great thing in helping us both grow some more fans. Because, I mean, we have fans, I get hits on Facebook asking me, when am I coming to Philly, or when am I coming to, West Virginia, or, stuff like that. And it's like, you want to, but you can't hit all those markets where I think with this, there's some strength there where we might be able to really kind of capitalize on that and get out, play outside of Nashville a lot more.
Absolutely. Just real quick, you talked about an hour-and-a-half set each. Now, I know both of you have, some breadth in your catalog. Your material is there. But, for example, Kris, I know I've seen Kris Bell Band do a couple of 4-hour sets. So what are we expecting? What are the fans going to be expecting as far as a set list from you guys? Are you going to be throwing some covers? What are we going to be looking at? Do you have anything planned to maybe work a portion of it together, swap some people around? What are we looking at?
We haven't really thought about that, but
well, get thinking, will you? Come on, come on.
Well, we definitely want to push the original music. I mean, that's what we want to do. But in our normal sets, our normal original sets, we always throw 2 or 3 covers in. Or 2 covers. It's like a 45-minute set.
Right.
So if we're pushing an hour-and-a-half set, I mean, you're most likely going to see more covers.
Right.
And
and those are bridge builder songs anyway for the fans, because hey, if they've never heard of you before, you go ahead and throw the Trower cover or whatever, and people are like, oh hey, I know this song, and they connect, and then they're that much more open to the original material. So
that's you've seen us a million times. Whipping Post has become a staple in our set now. I mean, we play that in pretty much almost every single set now.
Yeah.
So.
We tried.
Did you?
We tried to play it.
How did it go?
I don't know. He plays it a lot better than we do.
You got to do it behind your back is the trick.
That's what Deanna's for.
You play behind Deanna's back? Or?
No, oh. Wow. Occasionally, I cry.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, this has been a great conversation. Anything else that you guys want to cover on this tour, or anything else that you've got going on?
Well, there's always something going on. So we could sit and talk for hours about stuff going on.
Always.
We're just working hard, trying to keep it going, keep it out there. So I would say just keep up with us on the Twitter and the Facebook,
and go ahead and give us those addresses again, please.
KrisBellMusic.com or Facebook.com/KrisBell, Twitter.com/KrisBellMusic. So
And on the Blackwater James side?
You go to blackwaterjames.com. It's our blog and website. We can get our tour dates, merch, all that.
Excellent.
Facebook.com/BlackwaterJames. We've recently been hitting up Twitter like crazy. So it's twitter.com/BlackwaterJames.
And actually, you can follow each individual member of the band as well, right? So
That
it's
is
just
true.
Blackwater.
So for me, Kris, it's going to be Blackwater C.
Right.
And respectively each band member. So Deanna's would be Blackwater D. And Todd.
She's Blackwatered.
She has been Blackwatered. Yeah, I know. That was like the first thing she saw when we.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you can follow Todd's climbing escapades and all these wonderful things that you guys always have going on, and conversations about Bonnie and her Dave Mustaine hair and all these things that we can go ahead and delve into. But people, you need to just get in on the Twitter. It's lots of fun, and you guys are all over it. Also, as far as professional contact, people can also reach out to, is it the Blacklist Agency?
Blacklist Agency Group. That's our PR firm that we work a lot with, and it's blacklistagencygroup@gmail.com, or you can catch it on Twitter at twitter.com/blacklistage.
Okay. Very good. Well, hey, thanks again, guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the time. Always good to see you. Always good to hang out. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and thanks for checking National Metal Bands.